A bit of a walk up here, I tell you, there's a lot of steps to climb here. But the view, wow, now that is spectacular. That has to be a priceless view. In fact, so much so that China used it as the inspiration for their 20 yuan notes. Hopefully you can see there how similar they are. China is vast. It's got the greatest mountain range, the Himalayas, the highest plateau, more caves than any other country, and 3 of the longest rivers to be found on Earth. In this series, I'm going to search out some of China's furthest corners. This is a little bit dicey going in here. Discovering the unexpected and thrilling life that's to be found here. I think this is your snow leopard.
Oh, look at that one.
Look at that one. On the trail of the unique animals, landscapes and people of wild China. Hey! This is one of China's most famous landscapes. This is a great bird's eye view of the world. And it's my starting point for exploring life above and below ground along the Li River in Guangxi province in South China. These extraordinary hills are called karsts, and the reason for their existence is this: limestone. Now, the thing about limestone is that when rain falls out of the atmosphere, it takes some carbon dioxide with it and becomes slightly acidic. You get carbonic acid, and the acid acting on the limestone eats into it. Now, of course, there's rain, but here you have monsoon rains, so you get a much stronger action. The rain cuts even faster through the limestone. And what you're left with is this wonderful landscape. It's a landscape that covers almost 500,000 square kilometres of southern China. The steep hills and thick jungle make it a difficult place to explore on foot, so I'm heading down to the river. This whole landscape was sculpted by the relentless action of water. So what better way to explore it than to get down on the water itself? Ni hao! They call this the land of the dragon. And I can just imagine one circling around the pinnacle of one of those karsts. Wouldn't that be amazing? Many of these karsts have got legends and fairy tales associated with them. It's hardly surprising, it's a mysterious landscape. And they've also got wonderful names like Golden Tile Hill and Penholder Hill, Carp Hill, or Green Lotus Peak. That's really evocative. It's a magical place. All the way along here, I'm seeing these little dark grey birds that look just like a European robin, but with a rufous tail. They're Plumbeus water redstarts. And there must be something hatching here because they keep darting out from the shore and hovering like a little helicopter to snatch an insect and then heading back to the shore. But it's midwinter, so that really surprises me. But there again, maybe I shouldn't be surprised because my experience of rivers that are based on limestone is that they're very rich in wildlife. You get pockets caused by the carbonic acid eating away at the limestone, and you get lots of little shingly shores here, which is a wonderful habitat for microorganisms. And so there's a great diversity of small life that then bigger life and the chain goes up depends upon. There's a water buffalo there, very distinctive, the small head, big body. They're an interesting animal. They're superbly well adapted for life in marshy wetland areas. In summer, they'll spend most of their day submerged in muddy water to get away from biting insects. Their extra wide hooves stop them sinking into the wet ground, and they'll use their backward sweeping horns to shovel extra mud over themselves. They've been perhaps the single most important beast of burden in this part of the world, enabling people to pull ploughs and to plough the paddy fields. So they're a very important animal in China historically. And they're very beautiful animals too. When you look at them from a distance, you think, oh, it's just a dark cow. But when you actually have a closer look, they've got a little bit more personality than that. The raft that I'm on is quite interesting. It's made from plastic irrigation pipes, but it's modelled exactly on the technology that came before it, was using bamboo. And bamboo is everywhere along the river. Lovely, you can see against the cast there, all these stands. This is a grass, the phoenix tail bamboo. Isn't that a lovely name? There are over 500 species of bamboo in China. All of them are fast growing, and its segmented hollow stems make it flexible and strong. It's lovely to see, and of course it's been the most astonishing resource for the people that live beside it. They use it for everything, domestic uses, agriculture, making their boats, you name it. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Fisherman Huang Nengdi certainly looks the part. I'm very impressed with your raft.
This is a very good raft. It is small, which is good for fishing with cormorants on this river.
Nengdi has hand-reared his cormorants and trained them to hunt fish for him. Cormorants have elastic throats that can expand to swallow large fish. In this fishing tradition, a string is tied loosely around the birds' necks so that they can swallow tiddlers but have to regurgitate large fish. That's amazing. But how often do you let the bird eat?
It will eat every 24 hours. Each meal it eats 400 grams of food. I don't overfeed it, or it wouldn't work. But this is enough food for it. When we realized that cormorants could catch fish for us, we said to ourselves, why don't we get some? They were quite expensive, so the best way is to breed them. In the old days, everyone bred them at home. The birds lay eggs and we raise the young chicks. Their survival rate is affected by the weather. When it is cold, the survival rate is lower. About 40% of the chicks survive. Raising them is a complicated process. In the first 3 months, you need to look after the young bird for 24 hours a day. It chirps when it feels thirsty, hungry, hot, or cold. There are 4 types of chirping, and you have to learn what they mean. For example, if they want food or water. You need to give them some small fish when they are hungry, and some water when they are thirsty. Turn off the light if they feel hot, or turn the power higher if they feel cold. So, After the young bird is about 90 days old, you don't need to give them so much attention. They're able to follow the old birds to hunt fish.
And I can see you're wearing and using lots of traditional equipment. How does that compare to modern things?
With modernization comes plastic boats, but this one is made out of real bamboo. My fishing basket is also made out of bamboo, picked from the mountain. This hat is made from bamboo. It has bamboo leaves on the inside. Some others may be lined with palm fronds. This cape is made with palm fronds. The leaves are woven together and then combed to make it smooth. They are plaited together like a rope, like this.
So how old is this tradition of fishing?
There is a long tradition of fishing like this in my family.
I understand that today you can make a very good living for part of the year by demonstrating these traditional techniques for tourists, but you still actually really use them, don't you?
So usually we go fishing at night. During the day we take pictures with tourists. I'm going to show you how to cast the net and then how to get a cormorant to catch a fish.
Okay, let's have a look and see how it all works. We're getting a demonstration here of his different fishing methods. I love this. And this is cast fishing. It's a very effective way to fish in shallow waters. It's used widely throughout the world. There's a real skill to Nengdi's technique. Amazing. But the stars of the show are his cormorants. So the river is very cold today, and you wouldn't use this method in these conditions because the fish just are not active. So he's got some fish and he's throwing them in to demonstrate how it works. There goes the fish. And you see how they try to swallow the fish head first. But because of the restraint, they can't swallow it. That's a cunning way to go fishing. The size of that fish. Now, the cormorant is an incredible bird when it comes to fishing. It's got unique characteristics. Unusually, for a water bird, its feathers aren't waterproof. They actually get wet. And that enables it to dive. In fact, the birds even swallow stones as ballast to give them a better chance to get down deep. And the way their bodies are designed to be sleek, slim, with very powerful webbed feet at the back, enables them to travel very, very quickly. And they're fast with their bill. And if you look at the end of their bill, it's got a curve. So that if they snatch a fish, it can't get away because it's got the hook on the end of its bill that prevents that. You see the speed at which they move, it's astonishing. The birds are rewarded as Nengdi swaps the big fish for smaller ones that they can swallow. It may look like he's being rough with the birds, but he's not. You have to be very bold with them, otherwise they peck you. And he's already told me that he has to recognize the different calls the birds make. They tell him whether they're hungry, whether they're tired, whether they're cold, and he has to respond. It's a much tighter relationship that the fisherman has with the birds than meets the eye at a casual glance. You see him give a little jump on the raft, and that's to gee the birds up and let them know that he's about to set them off. It's actually very skillful. I've fallen out of a canoe more than once when I've been fishing, and I'm sat down, he's standing up. When there's all that going on and you've got birds around you, I bet he's fallen off occasionally. That's amazing. I've enjoyed the unique life I've seen along this river, but an even more extraordinary sight awaits me where I'm heading next, below ground. I'm exploring South China's karst landscape, and as you can see, I've discovered it's as beautiful underground as it is above. This is China's Sevenstar Cave, a wonder of the natural world. These caves have long held people under their spell. In fact, there's evidence for people visiting caves in this region for at least 10,000 years. All these chambers were created by ancient underground rivers, eating away at the soft limestone rock. Look at that perfect reflection. I think show caves like this are wonderful. They're a real celebration of nature's own sculpture. But you know, what I want to do is to get a little bit more off of the beaten track. China has more caves than any other country in the world. Many of the karsts along the Li River contain vast underground chambers. I'm heading off to explore one of them in the company of expert caver and karst scientist Dr. Alice Hughes and her research team from China's Academy of Sciences. So what are you finding on the karsts?
Well, karsts are absolutely unique systems. Every single hill can have unique species found nowhere else in the world. So every single one of them is unique.
So each one of these is like an island in a sea of humanity. I mean, I've never seen this landscape before, and it's given me two very strong impressions. The firstly is of concentration, because you have the concentration of the habitat of the karst itself, but also the concentration of human life, because there's not much flat ground here, and every centimetre is being utilised.
Absolutely.
The other thought I had was I felt like an ant walking across a great chessboard, and these karsts are like chess pieces. This morning I looked out and there was very, very heavy mist, and three of the karsts that I'd been looking at the day before I couldn't see. It's like someone had come and moved them. Really felt like I was on a chessboard. Amazing landscape. And the karst landscape really is at risk of disappearing because the limestone hills are mined for cement making.
The rate of mining across this region means that that karst might actually not be there in a few decades or even shorter time spans. And when that karst is gone, all the species on it is gone too. And it's about finding a balance. So how do we say mine part of a karst while maintaining the species on it? So as you can see, there's a huge selection of species that are really adapted to karst. So this is Urticaceae, and Urticaceae and Begonia are typical karst plants. In fact, Begonia, which we'll probably see later on in the cave, is really interesting because just like the cat's eyes you see on the road, they reflect light back into them so they can recycle it. So if you shine a torch onto them, they look iridescent like a peacock's feather because they're recycling that light so they can live inside the caves themselves.
Amazing, the wonders of nature. China's underground karst systems are mostly uncharted and unexplored. Alice and her researcher, Chao Huwei, are taking me to a cave known to the locals as Moonwater Cave, where the underground chambers extend from one side of the karst to the other.
Okay, we're here, so helmets and lights on.
There we go. It looks quite man-made.
That's right. This used to be a tourist cave, and though it's not used anymore, we'll still see the artefacts of when it was being visited by tourists. There's a lot of electric cables and that kind of thing inside the cave. Ready to go?
Yes, let's
go inside.
Let's descend. Wow, it's pretty dramatic, isn't it?
Yep.
Our route begins with a steep descent into the depths, surrounded by distinctive stalactites and stalagmites. And although this might look as if nothing's living here, there's actually plenty of life, if you know where to find it. And our cave is rather like the coastline, that you get different sorts of creatures at different depths within them.
Absolutely. There could be some bats, but you'll also see cave crickets, and then sometimes near the entrances of caves you'll have various snake species, so keep your eyes open.
As we move away from the entrance chamber, it becomes pitch black. Creatures here have adapted to life in the dark.
So if we have a look around in a dry habitat like this, we might see some cave crickets.
I think there's one there.
Oh, yeah.
These crickets have got very long antennas. They're using that more than their eyes.
Pretty much. In a low light condition, you need to be able to find other ways of finding your way around. So by feeling around with their antennae, they can see if there are gaps they can go through.
I mean, they're delicate. They look vulnerable as well.
They are, but like most parts of an insect, they can be regrown.
Regrowing missing limbs, like legs or antennae, is a useful survival skill for these crickets. Oh, there he goes. He's gone out of the light. He wants the shadows.
Okay.
We're going further in.
Yep, let's go.
This is where the concrete walkway ends. There's just a muddy labyrinth of tunnels ahead. Even with the guide ropes, I'm glad I've got Alice leading the way. This is not a place to go exploring on your own. The cave walls are speckled with ancient fossils, over 100 million years old. Look at that, incredible. To think how old these things are, these evidence of life from former times, I think it's just staggering. It makes me feel really small and insignificant in the scheme of things. Oh, look at that. That's amazing.
Looks like a living tree.
Over millions of years, water drops from the limestone ceilings have created these impressive rock formations. I saw something moving down there. Look. Got some more crickets here, Alice. Have you got anything over there?
Oh yeah, there's a millipede in here.
Let's have a look. Oh, it's tiny.
And just like the cave crickets, completely depigmented.
There's no reason for colourful markings for camouflage or to attract a mate, because nothing can see them in the dark.
And watch your head as you come through.
In the heart of the karst, the cave closes in. These are tight squeezes and uncomfortably claustrophobic spaces. It's very tight in here. But when I can stand up again, what a sight. Xiao Huwei explains how this impressive rock pillar was formed.
Here the cave is very big. This means it has been eroding for a long time and is very old. Water droplets from the ceiling and sediment on the floor have built up to form a thin pillar.
So this is where a stalactite and a stalagmite have met. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's one of the most amazing sculptures that you see in nature. It reminds me of some wild honeycomb. stunning, isn't it? In the monsoon season, after heavy rain, caves like this become impassable. But today the water is limited to a shallow trickle. Now the only way out is to literally walk up the stream. Quite looking forward to seeing daylight again, but it is fascinating to be here. I had no idea there was so much life living in these dark places. Quite astonishing. There's a shell there, there's another fossil. Do you know, it's actually quite refreshing to get my feet in the water. It's been slippery and muddy elsewhere. Now I feel there's firmer footing. And this water is, of course, the great shaping force of the karst landscape. You certainly wouldn't want to be exploring here if there's been rain in the district or neighbouring district. The stream takes us to an almost vertical shaft, our route out of the cave system. And finally, light at the end of the tunnel. Well, that was wonderful. Great to see how much life there is down there inside the heart of one of these karst hills. This is a place where I feel I've glimpsed our shared past. It's an ancient place, and still much of it is undiscovered. And out here, it's really calm and peaceful. It's lovely. A truly magical corner of wild China.